All right, good morning, class, and welcome to week number 3. That is right, week number 3 of your 9443 class, which is your academic libraries class. As always, I am your professor, Dr. J.K. Alston, and this week for week 3, what we will be doing is we will have a this should be a very short state of the course update. And then I am going to mention a few things about APA style, which is the citation style that you will be using in this course. So first of all, just as a state of the course update, all I can say is the discussions are still going well. Keep it up. I am very pleased with what I'm seeing, and I am also pleased that it seems like people are figuring out what needs to be done in the course. By all means, when you have questions, ask questions, but if there are not a lot of questions, that is a good sign that people are figuring out what needs to be done in the course. And so that is the case with you all, and that's what I like to see. Keep it up. I am enjoying reading the discussion posts, and I am enjoying the fact that you all are very much self-starters, and that is going to go a long way in your career. All right, so that took less than a minute and 30 seconds, so this video should be under 15 minutes. But what I'm going to do now is I'm doing this because I am going to be checking for this. Again, the citation style that you have to use in my class is APA style. And one thing that's a strange nuance in APA that I'm going to show you all right now, and I'm also going to have I'm going to attach a chapter from the style guide, from the APA style guide, so that you can kind of, or not a chapter, I'm sorry, but an excerpt from the APA style guide, so you can kind of get a feel for what I'm talking about when I say this. But what you are going to need to do is when you are actually doing your references page, you are going to need to be aware of how to handle people's names, and you are going to need to be aware of the there is a certain nuance with titles when you are using APA and putting together your references page, and I'm going to show that to you as well. I will be, like I said, I will be checking for this. I know it seems like it might be nitpicking, but if you all go into academic libraries in particular, you will likely be expected to publish, and you may be publishing an APA, but whatever citation style you are publishing in, you have to do it properly, and there are editors that are going to hold you to doing the citation properly. So with all that said, let's dive into what I'm talking about here. Give me 1 minute. All right, so we are at the Purdue OWL. And this is what I'm going to show you, and I want you all to I want you all to pay attention to this, because I always have students, even after I do the video, and my videos are optional, so that's probably part of the reason why this is the case, but even after I do these videos, I always have students who get this wrong, and I do deduct points when you get this wrong. But I am trying to avoid having to deduct points, so I am trying to avoid having you be wrong about this. So what I need in that case from you all, so that I don't have to deduct any points or be the mean professor or anything, I am hoping that you all will pay attention to what I am saying here, and that when you all do your written assignments, that you follow through with doing your APA format properly. Okay, so what we have here, we're going to go to this APA guide here. And for those of you who, I guess I shouldn't assume that everybody's familiar with the Purdue OWL. The Purdue OWL is one of the better citation style guides. It's free and online on the web. So using the Purdue OWL, that will help you format your citations properly, and it's cost effective. So I know that as students, you're already paying a lot. You're paying for tuition, you're paying for books, all of this stuff. So you're not necessarily going to want to also be paying for a citation style manual. And so I am glad that there are resources that are free, and the Purdue OWL, again, is one of those better free resources. And so if you ever need to use the Purdue OWL, like if you're going to use the Purdue OWL to check your citations for this class or any other course that you're taking here at CISL, You can just Google Purdue OWL APA citation guide or whatever citation style that your teacher is making you use, and you will be brought to this webpage. Now, here's what I want you all to be aware of as you are doing your APA formatting. All right. And like I said, I am going to attach a chapter related to this. Actually, hold on for a second. And so what I want to demonstrate is actually going to be easiest to see when I am showing the page for articles and periodicals, and the periodicals would include newspapers, magazines, and academic journals, and other journals, but things that come out periodically. All right, so if you look at this, this is your general format for, or your basic form for articles that are in periodicals. And so there are two things that I want you all to know, and even when I explain this, there are always people that get it wrong, but it does cut down on the number of people that get it wrong, so it does improve the overall grades of the course, which is what I'm going for. So first of all, when you are listing your authors, you do not, even if you have their full names, you do not list their given names. Or you do not write out their full given names. You actually only initial. That is the proper way to do APA, and I cannot stress that enough. That is the proper way to do APA. I think that a lot of people assume that initialing is done just when you don't have access to the full first and middle name, but that's not the case. In APA, even if you have their first and middle name, then you still use the first and middle initial and just write out the last name. So you see that here. You see author AA, author BB, author CC. It is not written out fully. So whenever you see any of these, you're just going to see either that first initial or the first and second initial. So R. Scrunton as opposed to a full name. S. Bonilla and S. Weech. L. Salem, and so forth and so on. You see that in none of these examples do they write out the full name of the first or middle name. It is only the last name that you write out the full name for in the references list, and that also needs to be stressed. We are talking just about the references list now. We are not talking about in-text citations now. But the references list is where I see a lot of students mess up and make errors. So do not write out the full first and middle name. Just initial them. The other thing that I want you all to be aware of is that, and this is really weird, but and it varies whenever you are, like, it'll change when you're going to books and to websites. And that's why we're going to start out explaining this in journal articles, and then we're going to look at the books and the websites next. But when you were dealing with journal or periodical articles, what you do is you only capitalize when I'm talking about the title, that is, of the article, the title of the article, not the title of the periodical. So I hope that's clear. So let me make sure that is clear. So if you have a periodical, like let's say the Library Journal is a periodical, and then let's say that I had an article teaching academic libraries in Library Journal. Teaching academic libraries would be the article name, and Library Journal would be the journal name or the publication name. So when we're talking about the title of the periodical, yes, you do that the way you would capitalize normally. But when you have the title of the article, you only capitalize the first word in the title, the first word in the subtitle, if there is a subtitle, and then any proper nouns. Again, first word in the title, first word in the subtitle, if there is a subtitle, and then proper nouns. So we have some examples here. And again, I'm going to try to keep this under 15 minutes. So I do need to speed this up. But as you can see here, the title of this article is The Eclipse of Listening. And you can see that the only word that is capitalized is that first word of the title. Eclipse is lowercase, listening is lowercase. If we scroll down here, we do have a subtitle. And so, like I said, you do the first word of the subtitle as well. So this is an article called data and experience design, negotiating community-oriented digital research with service learning. And as you can see, the first word of the title is capitalized. The first word of the subtitle is capitalized. But the rest of these words are in lowercase. And I know, again, that's different from what you're used to in standard English writing. But this is, they have a thing about sentence casing within APA. And again, I'm going to attach an excerpt from the APA style manual that gets into this too, and that might help you as well. So just remember to do the capitalization properly, and the Purdue OWL can definitely help you with that. You can also use Mizzou's Writing Lab to double check your citations and make sure they're proper. Okay, now this does not just apply to articles and periodicals. We can go to reference lists and go to books. And if you go to books, you will see this basic format. Again, the first and middle names of the author are not written out. They are just initialed. And then you will see title of work, colon, capital letter also for subtitle. And then you have publisher name and DOI if available. That's not going to be available a lot of the time. And I am glad that they've simplified the format for books. It really did need to be simplified, and I'm glad that they have simplified it. But again, you also capitalize proper nouns, and Mallory would be a proper noun, so this is a perfect example. A new companion to Mallory. You see the word capitalized, you see the word Mallory capitalized, but new and companion are lowercase. Okay, and this again would still go if you are, I'm not seeing anything with the subtitle exactly right now. Here we go. Writing your journal article in 12 weeks. You see all of those words are lowercase. And then once you have a colon and then a subtitle after the colon, you see that the first word in the subtitle is also capitalized, and then the rest are lowercase. Also, yes, you will, for your book titles, you will put those in italics, so don't forget about that as well. And again, this is your basic format. And when you are doing your electronic sources, your websites, you will see, again, something very similar to what you saw in the book. So the title of the web page that they are citing here is Laziness Does Not Exist. And as you can see, laziness is the only word capitalized. Does not and exist are not capitalized. And it would be the same here. You can see justice served, case closed for 40 dog biting, for 40 dog fighting victims. You can see that the word case after the colon is capitalized. The rest of the words are lowercase. All right, so please be mindful of that, because I will be checking for it, and I will be deducting points on, not on your discussion posts. I'm not going to be deducting points there. But when it comes to your actual written essay style assignments, yes, I will be deducting points if you do not get your APA capitalization right, and if you do not have the proper format for your authors. So that is that. I am here. If you need me, just email me. I'm an email away. Any place, anytime, any town, just email me, and I will get back to you usually within 48 hours. Things are going great, and I hope you enjoyed your Labor Day, and keep it up, and I will talk to you next week. Until then, if you need me, Austin J at Missouri.edu. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, I can't just do bye-bye. I got to do my, I have an outro, so I have to rhyme in my outros. This is Dr. Jace, and I really do need to shave my face. All right, now, I am out. Have a good one. Later.